Yes, sir. All right, we're here. We're here and right on time. We're going live a little bit late tonight, but we're here on time. Hope y'all are able to make it. What's going on, y'all? We're here. We're going to talk about the topic of conversation, which is Caitlin Clark. A lot of people have been reporting on Caitlin Clark. She is one of the highest paid WNBA sponsored athletes in the game right now. And a lot of people are saying she's getting a lot of hard fouls. You know, they're treating her terribly in the WNBA. Some people are arguing, allegedly. Some people are saying she's getting all this unfair treatment because the women in the WNBA are just hating on her because she's a good athlete and she happens to be white. So they're saying that she's a victim of reverse racism. While other people are saying she's not a victim of reverse racism, she's a beneficiary of white privilege. Right now, she's on a team as of the recording of this video. Her record is 2-8 in the WNBA, which means she has a terrible record in the WNBA right now. Not only that, mind you, she came from Iowa in the NCAA tournament where she lost to LSU. So explain to me how it is that Angel Reese is not receiving any type of sponsor deals on the same level as Caitlin Clark, even though Angel Reese led her team to victory in an LSU championship, whereas Caitlin Clark led her team to a defeat. Right? So some people are saying Caitlin Clark is actually benefiting from reverse racism, while other people are saying that she is a victim of reverse racism. So we're going to break this down, and we're going to see what's the real deal, what's going on. And if you notice, guys, as y'all are trickling into the room, we've got some updates that we're making to the channel. Notice we don't have our usual background music because we are in the process of revamping the entire channel. So I'm going to be getting some new background music. We've got to comply with our all copyright laws now that Pride Time Media is now incorporated as Pride Time LLC. Now that we're an official company and we're in the process of getting monetized through the YPP YouTube partnership program, we are trying to keep things above board um, um, concerning all YouTube copyright laws and guidelines. So that is the reason for some of the changes you might notice on the YouTube. We've got some new cameras we're going to be incorporating, so the quality of the videos should be improving in the not too distant future. We've got some big things popping on this channel that we're going to be unleashing on you all in the not too distant future. So you all stay tuned for that. Without any further ado, let's jump into the topic of conversation. Let's jump into this issue with Caitlin Clark. Now, I've got a few clips that I want to play. I got a few takes from around the league that I want to share with you all and let you all get some context as far as what people are saying about the situation. First and foremost, we got to start off with Charles the Coon Barkley. Now we know Charles Barkley is always ready to coon it up and throw some black people under the bus. So let's hear what Charles Barkley has to say on the topic.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen,
First of all, he's saying guys, you expect guys to be petty because we're the most petty. He's taking shots at men. I don't, this guy's ready to coon at any opportunity he gets. But let him continue.
what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Well, they're gonna hate you even more now.
Listen, they can't do anything to me.
They're gonna hate you though.
Hey, they can hate on me, but that mailman better be in my damn house the 1st and the 15th for another year.
All right, so that's what Charles Barkley has to say. He's saying, hey, you WNBA athletes, y'all are being petty. Caitlin Clark is bringing a lot of attention to the WNBA. Up until recently, there was not a lot of attention being paid to the WNBA. WNBA is notorious for being subsidized by the NBA. If it wasn't for the NBA, the WNBA would lose money every year because nobody really watches the WNBA. But now with all of this heart really largely surrounding Caitlin Clark's inclusion in the WNBA. This is her rookie year. This is her first year in the WNBA. With all the eyes on her because we've got different media outlets saying, oh, Caitlin Clark is being treated so horribly. Look at how all these other athletes are fouling her and treating her. With all of these media outlets reporting on Caitlin Clark in particular and the WNBA at large, is bringing a lot of eyes, which means a lot of eyes equates to a lot of subsidies, a lot of sponsorships, a lot of money is coming from this reporting, is coming from this attention, which Caitlin Clark is garnering for the league. So in that regard, Charles Barkley is right. Charles Barkley is right. Whether it be that the media outlets are paying close attention to Caitlin Clark because she's a white athlete, which it's hard to say that's not the case because there are other athletes in the WNBA with better records who have been in the league longer than Caitlin Clark. But Caitlin Clark is the new, the new face. She's the new face. She's the new franchise player there in the WNBA. So she's getting a lot of attention, and Charles Barkley is right, especially as far as her teammates go. She's bringing a lot of attention to her team, to the WNBA. So a lot of money will be translated to the WNBA as a league as a whole. So when Charles Barkley is saying, "Oh, these girls are being petty," they're just hating on her because she's getting a lot of attention. That's fair. That's a fair criticism. But the question is the attention that the attention that Caitlin Clark is garnering, is that only because she's a white person? A lot of people have equated her or compared her to Eminem, the rapper. A lot of people have said, well, Eminem is not the greatest rapper. If Eminem had black skin, he would just be another lyricist. There are tons of black lyricists in the hip hop game. What made Eminem so great was not only that he was lyrically proficient, meaning he is a decent rapper, he is a decent lyricist, but the fact that he is not only a good lyricist, but that he's white, that allows other people, the dominant society, to identify with Eminem, paralleling their ability to relate to Caitlin Clark, and that ability to relate and see themselves in a player that looks like them allows them to galvanize behind Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. So a lot of this attention has to do with the fact that Caitlin Clark is indeed white. You might not agree with me on that. But let me defend that position. And we've got a few more clips that I want to show. But just to defend the position that a lot of the attention Caitlin Clark is getting has to do with the color of her skin, I'm going to go to Angel Reese. A lot of people have pointed out some of the hard fouls that Caitlin Clark has gotten. Some people even said that the people who fouled Caitlin Clark should be arrested for assault. Mind you, NBA or WNBA basketball in general is a contact sport. So to argue that an athlete should be arrested for contacting another athlete on the court is ridiculous. But people are legitimately arguing that, oh, this was a flagrant foul, and because it's flagrant, she should be arrested for assault and battery. Mind you, this is not a situation that only happens to Caitlin Clark. hard fouls happen in the NBA, the WNBA, the park outside. Hard fouls happen all the time in basketball. So check this out. I really liked what Angel Reese had to say on the topic, and y'all might find this interesting as well. Check this out. Uh, so she's saying it's the same thing, right? She's saying it's the same thing. Let's check this out again. Look at the play when she's running down the court and she gets hit from behind. That's off the ball. She doesn't have the ball. This is an off the ball foul. Here, another play on the inbound. This was Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin Clark gets knocked down, people are saying that this is assault. This is ridiculous. This is them targeting Caitlin Clark. But when the same foul happens to Angel Reese, this is not a flagrant. This is just a regular, normal foul. This is hard basketball being played. This is emotional competition. This happens all the time in basketball. Anyone who plays basketball knows, okay, sometimes athletes are going to get hyped. You might get a little physical. You might get a little contact. Things happen, right? But to say that people should start getting arrested and accuse people of assault, you're kind of babying Caitlin Clark. And now we're starting to move into the realm of this is a double standard here. This is a double jeopardy here. And this is not the only time we see an example of this being a double standard. As Angel Reese points out in her own words, this situation is not just happening this year as far as Caitlin Clark getting a lot of attention. This really started back, I want to say 2 years ago in the championship. Was this 2023 or 2022? Maybe 2023 when LSU played Iowa. A lot of people were looking at Iowa hoping that Caitlin Clark would lead Iowa to an underdog championship, and LSU went ahead and dusted Iowa off. They won by like 17 points, 85 to what? 102, something like that, 102, right? So people were tracking that game, and a lot of people were disappointed to see that. But I want to play one more clip from Angel Reese before we break down the fact that this is nothing new. This has been going on for a few years now. So check out this clip. I wanted to play this. Okay, here we go. I want to change here. Bear with me. Check this out.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. It all started from the...
Does she have a point? Because this has really been going on for a few years now. People are acting like Caitlin Clark just hit the scene this year, and because people don't really pay attention to the WNBA or women's basketball or women's sports in general, a lot of people who are commenting now don't watch the WNBA. A lot of people who have reported, like we see on Valuetainment, they're not watching the WNBA, myself included. We're only talking about this because there is a racial component which has divided the media and brought a lot of eyes to the sport, right? Now everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark. Everyone's talking about the WNBA. But truth be told, the majority of the people aren't even watching the WNBA. The only reason there is so much hype, the only reason there's so much attention being spotlighted on the WNBA right now is because of the energy that Caitlin Clark has brought to the league, the division that has been brought between the LSU and Iowa teams moving forward into what we see now in the league today, WNBA. Now, to further argue the point that has some racial undertones, we gotta go here. When LSU won the championship, Jill Biden, the president's wife, said not only should LSU, the champions, should be invited to the White House. No, now all of a sudden we should invite Iowa as well to that White House. Why would Jill Biden suggest bringing Iowa to the White House? They lost. Historically, you would only bring the champions. We see the NBA champions, whoever wins, they get a parade and they go to the White House. We see the same thing with the NCAA championships. The champions, the winners, number one, we're number one, USA, number one. Number one, the champions get invited to the White House. This is the first time we've ever heard of anyone suggest the losers, the runner-ups, the number twos, the participants should also get included in the celebratory congratulations, in the celebratory invitation to the White House. No, we don't do participation trophies over here. That's not how it works. This is America. We don't do participation trophies, especially folks on the right. Where's all the Republicans at? The Republicans, the right wingers, I thought we don't do participation trophies. But all of a sudden, when it comes to Iowa, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, all of a sudden now we should invite the losers to the White House as well. Why is this? I suggest to you there's a racial undertone here. Let's read a little bit of this article to see what's going on. So Joe Biden wants champions, LSU, and Iowa, the non-champions, at the White House. And we see Jill Biden here. So the First Lady, Jill Biden, said Monday that and this is, mind you guys, this is at the time, this is coming from the AP, this is April of 2023, okay? Because this is at the time when, this was written at the time when these girls were still in college. So the First Lady, Jill Biden, said Monday that she wants the defeated Iowa women's basketball team to be invited to the White House in addition to the national title winner, Louisiana State University. Why? Why would you want to invite losers when that's never been the case before? She watched LSU's 102-85 victory over Iowa from the stands on Sunday night. Biden, speaking at the Colorado State Capitol in Denver, praised Iowa's sportsmanship and congratulated both teams on their performance. So all of a sudden, we see the demonization of the winners. The LSU, and mind you, this happened back in 2023, right? The championship victory of LSU over Iowa. Even at the time, people in the White House, people in the dominant society were saying, oh, well, we're rooting for Iowa because LSU, they're bad sportsmen. So regardless of the fact that they won, not even close, not by one, not by two, not in overtime, they won by 17. They handled this game. It wasn't close. This was they took care of them by easily. They easily overcame Iowa. Won by 17 points. And yet we have the president's wife saying we should invite the losers to the White House. We should invite the losers to the White House because they've got such sportsmanship. The losers had such grace. And the winners, yeah, they're okay too, I guess. Are you starting to see that there's a bit of a racial undertone here? Biden, speaking at the Colorado State Capitol in Denver, praised Iowa's sportsmanship and congratulated both teams on their performance. I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. Of course, that's who you're supposed to have come to the White House. So we hope LSU will come, she said. But yeah, of course, we're going to have the winners come, of course. But I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. So is this going to happen next year? When LSU and Iowa, if they both went to the White House, then the next year in 2024, are we going to take the losers to the White House again? No. So what makes this game so much different? Why do we see the Joe Biden in the White House floating ideas to invite losers to the White House when historically we only take the winners? What's different here? I submit to you, the media has been upplaying this racial component between not only Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but even LSU versus Iowa, and now Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. There's a racial component here that is being upplayed. And it's not new. This is something that's been cooking for the past couple years now. The White House didn't immediately respond to a request for comment about whether President Joe Biden would also extend a White House invite to Iowa and whether it be a joint visit with LSU or a separate engagement. I'm going to, and I'll give you this last piece and then I'll end you. LSU star Angel Reese tweeted a link to a story on Joe Biden's remarks on Monday. She called it a joke, she wrote, along with 3 rolling on the floor laughing emojis. The reason is not Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese is recognizing this situation for what it is. This is a double standard. At what point do we start celebrating losers, celebrating winner-ups, the runner-up in the championship game? We don't. But all of a sudden with Caitlin Clark, and sorry guys, I got a bit of a pinched nerve, so if you see me stretching and wiggling, that's why. But all of a sudden with Caitlin Clark, we start seeing double standards. We start seeing losers get invitations to the White House. We start seeing teams with losing records being embraced by the media. I want to play one more clip. I want to play one more clip before I give y'all my personal thoughts here. Some closing out thoughts here. I want to show y'all what Matt Barnes had to say. And I agree with his take the most out of all the takes that I've seen so far on this topic. I agreed with his take, but I had an addendum I want to make. So y'all check out what he had to say.
So there's a hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down. It is what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My issue and my question is, where the fuck?
First of all, she's not the first. She won't be the last. She's taking some hits, but that happens.
Fuck are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team. She's the star. You always protect your star. I was someone who protected the stars. You fuck with Kobe, CP, Blake, list goes on. It's going to be a problem because you guys are supposed to be a family. And you wonder why you sit at
Look at that. The Indiana Fever, 2-8.
the bottom of the league right now is because y'all don't protect each other, man. Coach don't do shit about it. Players don't do shit about it. Y'all should be ashamed of it. But the rest of the league is going to continue to test her, and that's what they're supposed to do. It's your guys' fucking job to have her back and have each other's back. Got to do better, ladies.
Now, I would agree with that take. I think that was Matt Barnes had from what I've seen, he had the most fair take on the situation overall. He explains that you're going to get some hard fouls. She's the rookie in the league. There's a lot of hype around her. So the veterans are going to be like, oh, who's this new chick? We've been in the league all this time, and this new kid comes in and she's getting all the hype. Let me try her. That's something to be expected. That has nothing to do with racism. That just has to do with competition. I'm an athlete. I play basketball. Any athlete knows, okay, I want to be the best. I want to play. I want to get my points. I want to shine. I want to be the star. So when you have someone new coming up, garnering a lot of attention, and they're the new up-and-coming star, you want to test them out. You want to see, hey, what's all this hype about? Is she really the best? Is she really that good? Or is this just a lot of media hype? So, of course, other teams are going to be looking to give her some physicality, looking to test her, looking to try her, looking to, put their hands on her and see, can she take the pressure? Can she take the heat? That should be expected. She's not the first one. Caitlin Clark is not the first one to experience this type of treatment. However, her teammates are the ones that should be picking up a lot of that brunt, a lot of that weight. Your teammates should have your back. So, like Matt Barnes said, her teammates and her coach should be the ones, hey, if Caitlin is getting hit up, if she's getting hard fouls, her teammates should be the ones clearing the bench, coming to her aid, coming to her defense. And that's between her and her teammates. But she shouldn't expect any sympathy from the rest of the league. You can't expect that the rest of the league isn't going to foul you or isn't going to try you if you're a new up and coming star. You think people weren't trying LeBron James when he first came to the league straight out of high school? He went to Cleveland. He had a losing record too. And well, no, he didn't have a losing record. He led his team to the playoffs even as a rookie. So that's a little bit different, unlike Caitlin Clark. But even in the case of LeBron James, you think Kobe Bryant wasn't trying LeBron James when he first came to the league to see, is this real? No, the veterans in every league are going to try the rookies. That's just what it is. That has nothing to do with race. But the way that a lot of media outlets are coming to rush to Caitlin's defense, that is a little bit different. All right. Now let me give y'all some closing thoughts. I want to make sure. Hold on. I want to make sure I've got a few more clips because, as always, this is a sponsored video. So in a moment, we're going to have a word from our sponsors. Just going to get that queued up for you guys. But here's my final thoughts here on this topic. Y'all bear with me as I'm pulling this up, guys. So yeah, I think it was. Oh, that's why. I know why. Bada bing, bada boom. Y'all bear with me. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. I think we can see this dynamic media trying to play up racial divisions, not just in the Caitlin Clark situation with the WNBA, but we see this in every competitive sport. A lot of people have been comparing Caitlin Clark to Eminem because Eminem entered the hip hop genre, which is a foundational black American invention. So just WNBA is largely controlled, largely populated with black athletes, right? So when we see the emergence of a credible, a decent white athlete, we're like, oh, we got to look at her. She's an exception. She's different than the normal black athletes that we've seen. And she's actually good. So that generates a lot of attention. That generates a lot of support. They call them the Great White Hope, right? So we see a lot of white folks coming to support Caitlin Clark, just like we saw a lot of white folks come to support Eminem. Even though there were tons of equally, if not better, lyricists in the hip hop genre, just like there's a lot of equally, if not better, players in the WNBA. But the fact that she's white, that gives her a little bit more attention. We see the same thing on the other side with folks like we can see in the boxing arena right now. Right now, we see a lot of hype around Tyson Fury, right? Tyson Fury, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's gotten a lot of hype around coming back to the boxing because for a few years now, boxing had largely been falling off. Attention and hype around boxing has decreased because of the rise of the UFC. Now all eyes have been turning to the UFC Ultimate Fighting Challenge. A lot of people are looking at UFC, mixed martial arts, and boxing was kind of falling off until the reemergence of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury brought a lot of attention back to boxing because we saw, oh, it's a great boxer and he happens to be white. This is great. A lot of the dominant society would like to stand behind him. We see that this is the reason this is upplayed. We see a lot of fights, like for example, the fights between Floyd Mayweather. They try now, especially in his retirement, they keep having him do exhibits against white people. They keep having Floyd Mayweather fight folks like who's the UFC fighter that he fought from Ireland? From Ireland, Conor McGregor, right? They had him fight Conor McGregor. We see coming up in July, I believe, we have the fight between Mike Tyson, right, and Jake Paul. There's a lot of in sports, one thing that sports competition, people who like competition, people who like sports, it is a trigger for the media. Whenever they can include race in sports, they know tickets will sell. All right, get you all hip in case you didn't know. In case you hadn't known, in case you didn't notice, whenever they can include race and competition, they know those tickets will sell. So the reason why they're pushing Caitlin Clark so heavy is because they can include race and competition in the WNBA. Same thing we see with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Same thing we saw with Tyson Fury and and Francis Ngannou. Mind you, Francis Ngannou, arguably, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury. But we see when there's race and competition, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of tickets being sold. So all this has to do with, in my opinion, has to do with ticket sales, has to do with money. The powers that be are trying to upplay this situation. They're trying to pit the black folks against the white folks, divide and get those dollars. That's what it is. All the black folks are going to come and support Caitlin Reese and say, oh, not Caitlin Reese, but excuse me, Angel Reese, and say, oh, Caitlin Clark, she's just hype. She's not all that good. She's got a losing record. All the black people are like, oh, she's overhyped. She's not all that. All the white people are like, Caitlin Clark's the best, and y'all are just hating on her because she's white. That's what they want. They want to use this as a reason to divide black and white, get us fighting each other, and get those dollars, get those eyeballs, get people paying attention to the topic. One of the biggest things to get people's attention, you bring up race, you bring up competition, now you got people's attention. You bring up race, you bring up competition, and now you got people's attention. All right, that's what I think. But before I let you guys go, let me play this clip. Let me play this clip from our sponsors. Y'all bear with me because I'm having some technical difficulties. Here we go. I got it right here. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. All right. Let's open that up. And we are at K today. All right. K. All right, here we go. So shout out to our sponsors of today's video. This is the Sickle Cell PSA. As always, these videos will be available as part of the Sickle Cell PSA playlist. You all can check that out right here on Fried Time Media. Salute and shout out to the sponsors of today's video. I'll check this out.
Today's debate: which is better for a sickle cell patient's health, fruits or nuts? Sarah, let's start with you.
Thank you. Fruits are rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which can support overall health and well-being, especially for the sickle cell community.
Nuts are too. In addition, nuts like pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and walnuts are a good source of healthy fats, particularly mono and polyunsaturated fats, which can help reduce inflammation and support heart health.
Okay. Well, fruits like watermelon, cantaloupe, and strawberries have high water content, which can prevent dehydration.
Nuts also help hydrate. The fatty acids in walnuts are vital to the integrity of the skin cell membrane, which is vital to retaining hydration.
Okay, well, all berries and Granny Smith apples are rich in antioxidants. These can help prevent oxidative stress and inflammation, which can be elevated in people with sickle cell.
Well, people with sickle cell have high protein needs due to the increased turnover of red blood cells. Nuts are a good source of protein.
Time's up, but it looks like you both win.
So, fruits and nuts are a win-win. They both make great nutritious snacks, whether fresh, frozen, or dry.
Boom! Burr, 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 burr. All right, so we see the sickle cell PSA letting folks who suffer from sickle cell anemia know So watch their diets, incorporate more fruits and nuts into your diet, cut out a lot of that dead flesh, a lot of that pork, cut the pork out, cut the beef out, cut out all that dead flesh, incorporate more fruits, more vegetables, more nuts, and your body will thank you. Your body will thank you. All right. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I'm in a lot of pain here. I've got a pinched nerve I'm going to go struggle with. So I don't want to keep you off for too long. If you've made it this far in the video, be sure to support by hitting the thumbs up button. And if it's your first time watching, smash the subscribe button for content just like this. We talk about a wide range of topics from news, current events, hip hop, politics, you name it, we got it. We're talking about a lot of different things here. So be sure to subscribe and come on back for more. All right. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.